Simon, a few changes for this week, 3 in, 3 out. First of all, good to see Matt English back in there.
Yeah, look, we're a bit battered and bruised at the moment. I mean, 3 or 4 weeks ago we were sitting pretty. We only had Sebastian and Matty English unavailable selection. Now it seems we're losing players daily. So it's a bit of a tough period for us at the moment. We're in that position where the top 4 is pretty much out of the picture now. We've got guys who are battered and bruised that would play if our season was on the line. But I guess we're not going to put players out there who aren't 100% fit if we don't need to. So some young guys have got an opportunity last week and they'll get another opportunity this week. So it's just important that we put in another good performance this week. And the finish line's near, and we just need to make sure we finish off the season strongly.
With Jermaine McGilvey, Leroy Cudjoe, are they needing operations or anything? What's the sort of deal with them?
No. Look, Jermaine will be back next week. Leroy probably, could be fit for next week, maybe the last round. So, again, they want to play. They want to finish off the season. I mean, the last 4 months has been really enjoyable, and it's important that, we finish the season off with some good performances. And, look, we're down on troops at the moment, but like I said, Wardle and Senior and those sort of guys got an opportunity last week, and they were amongst our best players. So we'll go to Cass with a good attitude, and we'll see where it gets us.
And with Cass, obviously they're in there, aren't they? In the 4, but you've done a good job on them a few weeks ago. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, look, they've got a bit of a different team to what they had a few weeks ago. They've got obviously Gale back. He's a big inclusion in their team. Big Pete Malatiti has come across from Lee. The big back rowers back in. They didn't play against us last time, so I think they're peaking at the right end of the year. Cass, there's no doubt about it. They've been playing some pretty good football, and we're going to have to be better than we were last time we went there. That's for sure. And
Cass, obviously, last few years, well, semi-finals last 2 years, and since Darrell's been in there, they've steadily built. Is that something you think you guys can do now? You've obviously had a great start to your career here. Do you see them as a bit of a template to what you can do personally?
Oh yeah, look, I haven't really looked at what Cass have done. All I know is that they were really good last year, and just fell short grand final day, and this year they're peaking at the right time. But we're just going to get through the next 3 weeks. We've got a bit of a plan in place as to where we want to be next year, but that's not really our focus at the moment. Our focus is our next 3 weeks and making sure we don't undo the good work we've done over the last 4 months.
Can you give us an update? You mentioned Jerry and Leroy will probably be back in the next couple of weeks. What's the status with Miller?
Oh, Miller will be back next week too. He just had a concussion last week, so he's been ruled out this week. But yeah, Alex is one who'll play the last couple of games too. Murphy's another one. He's, again, could we push him to play the last game? Probably, but what's the point? He's had a reoccurrence of a hamstring strain. Ferguson's another one. He's got ongoing issue, a minor issue with his knee that keeps flaring up. So, do we need to push him? We'll just see how we go, how we get through this week, and who we've got available for selection next week.
You mentioned that the top 4 is out of the picture really. How difficult is it, or is it difficult for you to get people in the right frame of mind to play matches when the ultimate prize has gone?
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Not only that, considering we've been up for such a long time, we've had must-win games for 4 months now. So it's been, full credit to the guys the way they've been able to stay at that level for so long. And I think there's no doubt that the second half against Wayfield, a bit of air was let out of the tyres. There's no doubt about that. And while we were competitive against Warrington and probably kick another couple of goals and another couple of things we do better, I thought we could have at least come away with a draw there. We were still a fair way below where we were the last 3 months. So, look, there's no doubt. Look, I'm as coach, I feel it. I feel been up for so long, and it's just the way this competition's structured at the moment. It's not ideal, but the facts of the matter are we still want to finish the season with consistent performances, and whether that means winning games or not, I'm not too sure. But we need to make sure we keep a good attitude, we prepare them well, and we finish off the season with some good performances.
At this stage, do you talk to the lads individually about what you're expecting going forward? Yeah.
I think the guys are pretty much across what's expected. you know, it's important, like I said, individually and from a team perspective, that that we don't let the next three, you know, we don't waste the opportunity of the next 3 weeks. We play 3 good teams. We want to be, you know, we want to be playing well, and we want to be competing to win those games. There's no doubt about that. But you know, and the guys will get to go away on a well-earned break, and you know, then we'll start talking about and getting ready for November when we come back.
Yeah, you get the impression from the lads that they are willing to buy in to having a tough and a much better pre-season than the last one.
Yeah, look, I think so. I think a lot of them are crying out for it, to be honest. I think you know, we sat down last week and went through you know, the Giants' last four seasons, and you know, they've all told a very similar picture, 2 from 10, 3 from 13. You know, their starts to the season haven't been great over the last 3 or 4 years. So you know, I think a lot of them are crying out for a good, tough pre-season. I think a lot of them need it. I think you know, some of the injuries and some of the guys in and out all year this year has certainly been a result of a poor pre-season. There's no doubt about that. So we'll have a good opportunity. There's no World Cup this year. We'll have everyone on deck. Well, Jerry will play a couple of games for England, but apart from that, everyone else will be there for a full pre-season, and I think we'll see the benefits of that in 2019. That's for sure.
Yeah. Just flipping it slightly, obviously a new man in at Leeds. Do I think you know reasonably well?
Yeah. Look, Dave. I played 5 or 6 years with Dave at the Raiders, and worked under him when he was head coach at the Canberra Raiders too. So he certainly knows what he's doing as a coach, and I think you know, you'll see big improvements from Leeds early. I mean, Dave will get here and he'll have the opportunity to have a full pre-season with his team. He'll get to recruit a few, I'd imagine, between now and then as well. So you know, look, he's had success at the Cowboys. They won a comp up there. Dave was an assistant, and obviously at the Rabbitohs they're going pretty good at the moment too. So you know, Dave's a very, very capable coach, and I think, you know, Leeds will see the benefits of that early.
Yeah, have you spoken to him since then?
No, not since he's had the appointment, no, but no doubt once he gets over here we'll catch up for sure.
You mentioned recruitment then for Leeds, obviously, but you guys for next year, any further down the line with anybody, or is that?
Yeah, no, we're talking to some different players, but you know, we've got some import spots available, but again, it's you know, the money's an issue too. You know, we can only spend so much, so there'll be some juggling. There'll still be some ins and outs from our team between now and November. There's no doubt about that, but you know, there's still a work in progress.
And Simon, you've had to rely on the likes of Jake Ward, and senior recently from the academy. Just how impressive has that season been, finishing in the top 4 last week now? Yeah,
look, the academy have done really well. I've got to see a lot of their games since I got here, and I said it the other day. I think, you know, the seniors and Ward will, you know, you'll go a long way in that academy competition to find better outside backs than those 3. So we're really lucky to have them, and you know, they've all done a job for us at various stages this year, and you know, Ollie Russell's another one. So I'm looking forward to getting into the pre-season with those guys on board, and again, physically, you'll see big improvements of them, you know, come January when we start playing some games next year. You know, full credit to the academy and Robbo. They've done a good job. They've, you know, like any second tier team or reserve grade team or whatever you want to call it, their team gets battered and bruised at times because of what happens with us. So taking players all the time, and you know, not having players back for their captains' runs because they're having a run with us and all that sort of thing. It's not the easiest job Robbo's got there, but I think they've done a good job. And you know, look, hopefully there's a week off next week. Hopefully they'll get a couple back. We'll get a couple back, and we'll be able to drop a couple back to those guys so they can compete against Wigan in the semi-final.
And Castleford, that's the last away game in England. How much would you encourage fans to get behind that?
Yeah, look, I've said before, our fans have been really good, you know, in our away games, you know, from the time I've been here anyway. So, you know, I like Castleford's ground. It's, you know, it's an intimidating type ground. It's an old school ground that I really like. I really like it there. I've been there and watched the game, and obviously we played there a few weeks ago too. I really like it. You know, the dressing rooms could be a little bit bigger, but you know, it's a good atmosphere there, and it'd be good to see some Giants fans get out there and support us on our run home.